Spits van der Westhuizen.
Tian Swanepoel and in the wing. Superb flick.
In die rechtervleugel.
A strong thing.
What do I do?
Welcome to the Pythie Reese, the home ground of Bishops, for the 260th clash between Bishops and SACS. It is the oldest rugby rivalry in Africa on South Africa's oldest rugby field. It is a rivalry which has been dominated by Bishops. The last 4 occasions have been won by Bishops, SACS getting the last victory over Bishops in 2016. For Bishops today, it's a chance to keep their Grand Slam hopes alive, while for SACS, it's a chance for them to get their first big victory of the season. Bishops are led by captain and Cravenweek player Isaiah Wharton. Aidan MacDonald is the loosehead prop. George Kapatos gets a chance today in place of the sensation Keegan Blankenberg, who has an injury to the thumb. James Bolton is the tight head prop. Samuel Rutston has scored 9 tries. He's the leading try scorer for Bishops. Jack Hampshire is the other lock. Matthew Smith usually plays on the wing, comes in at the flank for Charlie Yates. Connor Evans will be representing SA Schools next month. The number 9 and number 10 is a Cravenweek combination in the form of Liam Kruisman and Sasha Mgumezulu. The left winger is Samuel Martinezson. The centre combinations are Michael Ford and Oliver Jones. The right winger is Luca Liebenberg, and right at the back is Sir Matthew Lennox. What a formidable team. They have scored 83 tries this year. With me in the commentary box today is Morgan Newman. Morgan, good day.
How's it, Justin? How are things going? Jeepers, what a cracking day after the week we've had. I mean, and the Springboks. I mean, we can't forget. We got to mention that.
That's as much as I've got here. That's all I can get.
So a draw, I don't know, a bit like kissing your sister, but nonetheless, coming from behind, good Springbok victory, and I expect a test match-like feel between Bishops and SACS this afternoon too.
So SACS, they are led by captain Jordan Thomas, one of their most experienced players in the side at number 5. Constantine Ike gets a shot at loosehead prop. Shulmelo Ntweni is the hooker. Josh Datnow is the tight head prop. Enos Ndiaye, the enforcer. He has to have a big game today. The open side flanker is Nicholas Bowden. Mikhail Musa has been playing out of his socks, is the blind side flank. Brent van Niekerk was sensational against Paul Ruiz last weekend. Steph James gets a first start and a first team jumper for SACS at number 9. Nicholas Haasbroek is a revelation. Only came into the first side against Paul Jim about 2 months ago. Thomas Doyle is electric on the left wing. The right wing is Kyle Kremborg. The centre combination is the experienced Robin Asperling and Razzle Dazzle Fredericks on the outside centre. And then perhaps the man who has the golden key for SACS today is Duran Kovot. Morgan, SACS don't have much to lose. Bishops have everything to lose. They have a chance of keeping their Grand Slam hopes alive, something which Bishops haven't done since 2006 when Wesley Chetty, who's the coach of Bishops now, was a player.
Yeah, Justin, you know, the weight of that statement probably is everything they've got to lose. So it's going to be tough out there this afternoon, you know, and I mean, that Kufort, who's played at centre before for SACS, has really done well this year, and he's going to be dangerous from the back. You know, if you've got nothing to lose, I expect the SACS side to hold on to the ball and really put up, you know, go through a number of phases. So if the Bishops' defence is not up to scratch today, then they'll definitely be exploited. But that being said, they have defended well all year, and I expect some really, really exciting stuff. You know, I expect the forwards to set a good platform for those Bishops backs, and we all know once a good platform is set for Bishops, they can be really, really dangerous.
Well, the oldest rugby rivalry in Africa since 1873. That was the first official game. Bishops have won 161 of them. SACS have won 80, and there's been 18 draws. And we look at Bishops this season so far, a 9 out of 13 result. They've only lost to Leinster on their Irish tour. And then since then, the other 3 losses have only come against teams in the top 10 in the country. SACS, on the other hand, they've won 8 out of 16. They're looking for that big victory. They're looking for that special win over Bishops, which they have not done since 2016, and that happened on this very field. In the past 5 or so games, SACS has been very unlucky. They were 20 points to 3 down against Boland Lampo Morgan, and they came back and they almost won it right at the end. There was a spill over the try line, 20 points to 17. Then last weekend, they were inspirational against Paul Roos, but it was those final 10 minutes that really cost them. So, Morgan, if Bishops are a little bit overconfident today, there's no reason why SACS cannot take this game.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you go through that, that list of 1 to 15 in the SACS side, then they definitely got the talent to take a big scalp. And, you just really hope that they don't hit their straps for 80 minutes against you. If you're a team amongst the top schools, so it's going to be tough for them. But if Bishops come with the right mindset, like you say, and set the right platform, play the right kind of game, especially in the opening 20, which will be extremely important. If they play the first opening 20 well, then I expect Bishops to canter in the end. If not, then this SACS side with their tails in the air could cause some real havoc.
It is always a good turnout here at the Paidi Reese for this fixture. Almost a capacity crowd and so much talent on display as well. For Bishops, they have 5 players who represented their provinces at the beginning of this month, and 4 of them played in the Craven Week side. Connor Evans, Isaiah Wharton, Liam Kloosman, and Sasha Mgumezulu, and then an Academy Week player in the form of Luca Liebenberg. Jonathan Kaplan is also the referee today, the 52-year-old, 35 years of experience, and we see the iconic Heatley Pavilion there. He is the man who they claim to have given the Springboks their green colour jersey, and he also played a game for Argentina. But Morgan, just so much history, and the Southern Suburb derbies, there's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, Justin. There's always something lingering in the air when these Southern Suburbs teams take one another on, So, I mean, I just want to get this game started, I want to see what the opening 5 minutes or 10 minutes has got to do, If I look at this Bishop side, how do you beat them? I think if you nullify their 9, I think Liam Kloosman is a catalyst for everything that's exciting about this Bishop side. And if SACS can nullify their 9-10 combination, then they could be in business. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of approach they take. But from a personal opinion, having seen this Kloosman operate, I think if they can keep him under wraps, then they stand a good chance.
And one gets the feeling then that SACS's tight 5, they have to bully Bishops today if they've got any chance, because if those backs of Bishops get their hands on the ball, they're going to score tries. 83 in the season, Morgan.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to front up, Justin. I mean, there's a few big boys in there, and if they put their hands up today, they can really set their backline alight.
SACS led out by skipper Jordan Thomas. And they really want a victory here. And Bishops, like they always do, come up from underneath the posts. Led by captain Isaiah Wharton. He is the heartbeat of this side. He has a CJ Stander philosophy of rugby. He never stops. And SACS, well, they're probably saying to themselves, let's make history here today. Jordan Thomas is shouting the orders, and they really want to upset the party here. They really do.
They look like they've come to play. I mean, ran out of the tunnel all excited, and they've got a good look and feel about them. But like I say, I maintain this opening next 10-20 minutes is where I feel this game may just be won or lost.
This is the oldest rugby rivalry in Africa, on South Africa's oldest field. Sasha Mgumezulu will get us underway for Bishops. And time is on, and it's a rough sort of a kick. And Kremborg lets it go. But not a bad result there, Morgan, for Bishops.
Interesting, keeping it away from the big SACS forwards, lining up on the right-hand side and then kicking to the left. So almost, I would say, making the intentions known pretty early to move this big SACS pack around the park.
Shlumedo in 20, the grade 11. SACS get the line out right. Indiao, the enforcer. Big collision early on. Steph James, his first start to Haasbrook. He's got quite a big boot, but he finds Samuel Martinezson, and he'll have a go. Into contact, Shlumedo in 20 with a big hit there. But Bishops can reset. Kluisman comes on the short side to Samuel Rudston. And he does well to keep that in. Isaiah Wharton, the skipper, and Bolton. What a season he has had, the tight head prop. So very physical early on. Rudston with a carry. He's tackled there by Thomas. Kluisman and McDonald lets it go. Mgume Zulu with an unconventional pass there to Liebenberg, the bulky winger. SACS's defense seems up for the contest. Mgume Zulu with the dummy. Good tackle there by Josh Datnall. Kluisman works the short side to Michael Ford. His grandfather, Dave Ford, is watching in Kenton-on-Sea. And Isaiah Wharton slips the pass beautifully there to Rudston. Kluisman away to Connor Evans. Bishops' most decorated player this year in 20. And he's dangerous in this possession. Lets the offload go there. And it's advantage here. Steph James. Haasbrook. SACS crashing it up. Haasbrook once more. And he hasn't found touch again. He's found Matthew Leonard, who's been as safe as a house at fullback. And Razzle Fredericks there with a massive hit. And Mgume Zulu to Michael Ford. Swerving all over the place. Did that go forward? It's picked up there by Mikhail Musa. Interesting tackle there. But Morgan, pretty exhausting.
What an opening stanza. What's that? 2.5 minutes of ball in play. Off the bat. Yeah, look, I mean, Justin, I think, nice controlled exit from SACS. And then I thought a good counter-attack from Bishops. They look like they want to exploit the blind side. I think they've obviously seen some weakness up SACS's blind side. On the right-hand side of the field and on the left-hand side, they look to exploit. So, interesting to see if they keep up this train of thought. But must be said, what an opening 2.5 minutes. Both teams wanting to hold onto the ball and play some good running rugby.
This is what a derby is all about. We'll have a reset. And then also for SACS, they do have 3 players who represented their province. Inocendiao, the lock, played Craven Week B side. And in the Academy Week side was the outside centre, Riaz Frederick, and the fullback, Durant Kovot. So SACS with an opportunity now to put the pressure on. Brent van Niekerk has a go. He beats Wharton. A good start for the number 8. Steph James has to dig. Back to Haasbrook, looking to play the percentage game. Fredericks is giving chase, and Leonard takes it well. And SACS come flying through. It's Jordan Thomas.
SACS obviously seeing some weakness in the back 3, using the boot quite effectively. And not really looking to touch grass, but more looking to kick contestable kicks. So, nonetheless, I thought it was very well taken from the SACS fullback and, well controlled, although the counteract from SACS was extremely effective.
Remember to keep interacting with us across all social media platforms. This broadcast proudly brought to you by School Sport Live. Kluisman. And Mgume Zulu now. And there's a mix-up here. It's towed ahead by Fredericks all over the place. And what does Captain say? But good initial pressure here. And SACS have Bishops under the coach.
There we see the replay. I mean, a little bit, if he had held on to that, looks like he was straight through the hole. But, yeah, I mean, quite interesting to see Bishops wanting to, you know, use the backline move so deep in their own half. But obviously wanting to hold on to the ball and backing their backline's ability to you know, keep continuity going.
Well, a perfect opportunity for SACS to make a statement. James feeds. Van Niekerk to James. James in his first start. So close. But we come back for the penalty. So what will the call be? Steph James.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they go for poles or whether they take another scrum, you know. It's a great attacking position to scrum from. So there's a replay. Nice strong scrum. Nice little snipe from the scrum off. We'd love to see a little center coming off his shoulder for the offload. But holding the player on the ground, and they go quick tap. I see
Indiao. Steph James. And then 20 is at the back. Stumelo in 20. And look at Bolton, the tight head prop. He'll be talking about that one after the game. And Liam Kloosman, one of South Africa's deadliest scrum-offs at schoolboy level. And he gathers, what a talent. That is mesmeric from Kloosman. And this is what Bishops can do to you. Kloosman, Mkumezulu, and Kapatos lays it back. Back to Mkumezulu. An 80-meter turnaround. Good carry once more. That time it was Hampshire. And Isaiah Wharton now, the skipper. Kloosman and Mkumezulu back on the inside to Oliver Jones. This will be a big moment for Bishops. And MacDonald, the prop. Kloosman and Connor Evans. Good defense that time. Hampshire. And Bolton, James Bolton, who got the turnover. And Bolton scores. Well, that was pretty remarkable. Morgan, he was the man who started it with Kloosman.
I did say before the game between himself and Kloosman, they're going to have to keep Kloosman quiet if they're looking to make inroads into this Bishop side. And there we saw it, you know, James Bolton carrying nice and strong from under his own poles, only to go and score an 80-meter try on the other end of the field. But again, a great carry from Kloosman, not throwing the 50-50, holding onto the ball, putting the ball through the phases, and unfortunately the damn wall of the SACS side just breaking it when it mattered most. There we see a nice replay. Bolton carried strong from under his own poles there, and then Kloosman sniping around the ruck, no pillar and post, and he exploits that. And then he carries nicely, and this is where I see it's great for him not to throw the 50-50. He puts it on the boot, regathers, and doesn't throw the 50, holds on to the ball, puts the ball through the phases, and allows Bolton to carry and score. A great try under the poles there. Nice strong carry. Again, the forwards laying the platform, and the pillar and post defense of the SACS side needs to improve, Justin. The Bishops are finding a lot of space around the rucks.
Well, what a remarkable try. A vintage Bishops try. And Isaiah Wharton, they're looking to explode here. And Rutston, what hands by the lock. And Mkumezulu. And Michael Ford with the skip ball. It's there for Samuel Martinezson, looking to put his head down. And Bishops are looking dangerous all of a sudden. It's Aidan MacDonald, the other prop, who takes contact. Table Mountain is coming out in the background. It's Connor Evans now, just in grade 11. Quick ball to Mkumezulu. Amazing stuff there, Matthew Smith. And it's picked up by Mkumezulu. So good play by Diocesan College. And some composure here. Wharton. Meters matter, and he's still going. On the short side once more. And Constantine Ike has to tidy up. So SACS a chance to reset through Haasbroek, but he finds Sasha Mgomezulu. And look at that ball, a beautiful one, a perfect one to Lennart. Matty Lennart with the dink over the top. And Kremborg has to secure the ball for the young Ikeys. And luckily, SACS get a penalty.
Once again, Justin, very difficult to defend. The transition between backs and forwards of this Bishop side has been remarkable. You know, two carrying nice and strongly up the middle of the field, and the backs looking to exploit space out wide. So it's going to be difficult with the SACS side if they don't put more pressure on the rucks and give Bishop slower ball. But they've got opportunity now, kicking for touch. Unfortunately, doesn't find touch.
Well, this will hurt Lennart. It's this feather again. Kloosman, he doesn't really kick. Sets it wide to Matthew Smith. Playing at flank today. Mgomezulu, a dummy and then a flick to Hampshire, who captained the Bishop side while Morton was injured. Good ball there to Rutston. And Van Niekerk putting pressure on now. That is great play by the 8th man. And they secure the turnover, SACS. Jordan Thomas. And Haasbroek lets it go. That was costly.
Very difficult to build any form of pressure if you're not doing the basics right. Just finding the touch, taking the line out, potentially looking at a drive and bringing the forwards back into play. There we see, I mean, this Mgomezulu has been fantastic. I mean, his skill set is second to none. Both chicken wing offloads there. Looked a little bit high to me, but good defense by SACS. And like I say, you know, SACS just need to go back to the basics and try and build some phases and really put this Bishop side under pressure. I expect another backline move coming from this skillful set of backs that Bishops have.
Mgomezulu forward, hitting the line. Great run by the inside centre. Kloosman works the short side once more again. And no nonsense scrum off. He just wants to play Rutston now. And perhaps too much of a miracle there with the offload.
Conditions are drying up nicely for this Bishops offloading game. Unfortunately, that one just going to the ground.
School Sport Live also bringing you Pretoria Boys High School versus Uffies in their final game of the season. That starts at 1:15, and then at 2:30 it's Selborne versus Dale. 3 games being brought to you by School Sport Live, so keep interacting with us. So SACS now 7 points down. Haasbroek. Good ball there to Fredericks. Ford is over that one. There was some space on the right. And Asperling gives it to Kremborg. He's a tall feather. And that's a great run on Wharton. Bishop's causing havoc. Steph James works the short side. It's play on. Ike with the pass to his hooker in 20. And Diao, look at the step and the fend. Great run. And here's Musa. Was that high? SACS with some good possession. And 20. Kovacs scored 2 tries in the fixture in May. Steph James. Ike. 2 and 20. All sorts of trouble. Pops it to Dat now, and then Haasbroek over the top. All sorts of trouble. Liebenberg putting the pressure on, and Doyle in an untidy house comes back for Kloosman. And Luca Liebenberg scored a famous hat-trick against Rondebosch. And Rutston. And Mgomezulu, well, he always mesmerizes the defense with his cross kicks, but that time it wasn't a good one.
Yeah, probably taking the wrong option there. I'd like to see him keep a hold on to that. But I think the cross kick was what he had in mind, just coming off the side of the boot.
Duran Kovot there. Him and Enos Indiao, both from Fish Hoek Primary. Two of their key players. Haasbroek doesn't find touch once more. Leonard and Mkomezulu thumps it there to Doyle, who takes the mark. Lays it back to Duran Kovot. And it's not out, so some aerial ping pong here. Matty Leonard and now Michael Ford, the big inside centre. And he'll be destined for provincial colours, but SACS with good defence there. A thundering carry there. Kloosman to Mkomezulu. He's really looking alive today. Sasha Mkomezulu. And Rutston. So many carries this season for the lock. Kloosman, he loves that short side to Liebenberg, stepping out of their tackle. Bishops looking composed, looking for a second try. Connor Evans to his skipper in Isaiah Wharton. And Aidan MacDonald. This is marvellous from Diocesan College. Evans once more. And Samuel Rutston again. They just don't stop, Bishops. Bolton for try number 2. He gets try number 2, the tight head prop in 17 minutes. Fantastic stuff.
It's just fantastic rugby all around. I mean, this pack really has worked extremely hard. And as I said earlier, SACS really need to tighten up the defense around the rucks. You know, Bishop's just making way too many yards along the side of the ruck. And unfortunately, defense just being sucked in. But there we see the replay. You know, alongside of the ruck, just nice, strong carries. Nobody slowing down the ball. And Bolton, you know, coming up the sort of the blind side, if you want to call it that, for a great try. But there we see, you know, just strong carries all around. And unfortunately, SACS not setting their pillar and post quickly enough to make a nice offensive tackle.
So Matty Leonard to make this 107 points in the season, including 4 tries. And Morgan, what's been very impressive is the way that Bishops are varying their play.
100%, Justin. I mean, the transitions, like I mentioned earlier, between backs and forwards has been fantastic. There really is a great mix. There's a proper understanding. Everybody knows their roles and responsibilities. You know, Rutston has carried ball well throughout the day, but he's also prepared to get his head, you know, stuck in and do some effective cleans so that the backs can be electrifying.
A glorious rugby cathedral, the Piley Reese. And SACS are well under pressure here. Haasbroek. And he's opposite, Mkomezulu. Looks for touch. Haasbroek to Duran Kovot. SACS's shining light with the Gary Owen. Pressure on Kloosman and Kovot. Almost gathers. So good recovery there by Liam Kloosman. And look at Wharton. He's like a soldier. What a ball that was to Ford. And now Hampshire. Such an entertaining brand of rugby. And Martinezson, the grade 11, who's really made that left wing jumper his.
Yeah, really effective steal there, Justin. I think it was Romelo, but a nice, great steal. You know, Bishop's trying to run it from out wide. And a little bit of handbags being thrown. But
well, all I can say, Morgan, is you can see that it is the 260th occasion.
and isn't it always in front of the spectators where it happens most?
So Jonathan Captain Probably not a better man who can give players of this age a talking to, considering he's been reffing since 1984.
Yeah, he won't be fazed by this. He's seen it all, hasn't he?
Haasbroek finds touch. And can SACS unlock this defense? They need to try break this tight-knit unit. And they need good ball.
Opting for a short line out, I expect their big Lucy's to carry up the middle of the field. But a great contest by Bishops.
Mkome Zulu and Isaiah Wharton. Klusman, Mkome Zulu. You just don't know which way he's going to go, this feather. And Oliver Jones, he's got a great swerve. He's very, very dangerous. 7 tries in the season. And Bolton, well, he's just having a blinder, this grade 11. Look at that carry, ridiculous. But SACS come away with it through Steph James. And can they get the next points? Indial, 2-20. The little predator. James and Asperling. Good hands there to Doyle. Thomas Doyle, who gets ankle tapped. And it's a penalty here, and Klusman, he loves the tap and go. He really does. So dangerous with the ball in hand. Connor Evans doing the hard yards there. Klusman and Mkome Zulu. There's an overlap here. Ford and Wharton out of all players. Lets it go. And I tell you what, Morgan, SACS will be breathing after that one.
There we see some great attack up the short side there from SACS. Nice hands. Little offload over the top. And the ankle tap. Very lucky to get the ankle tap. But SACS just need to get their hands on the ball and hold on to the ball through a number of phases, and the spaces will start to come. Patience is extremely important as we head into the back end of the first half.
Just in that replay, we saw it was Samuel Rutston who made that ankle tap. The kid can do everything. Very unlucky not to get provincial colours this year, but just in grade 11. So SACS, Steph James, and Haasbroek whips it out back to his scrum off. He's had a good start. Gains valuable meters. Good pick and drive.
Great clean too.
And James once more. And Jordan Thomas fends off one. So SACS now, they have an opportunity here. It's in 20 to Musa. Mikhail Musa loses his footing. And he's under pressure. And this is really going to hurt SACS. It really will. 3 opportunities.
Yeah, great steal. You know, just too many SACS players looking for the offload as opposed to getting in behind the attacking player just to effectively make the first clean. So, but much better from SACS. Good to see them holding onto the ball. And unfortunately, just that one phase too many and then losing it to a penalty. But if they can hold onto the ball, I think they can really make some inroads into this Bishops defense.
SACS supporters on looking. And they need to find a flash of inspiration. Such a great turnout. Such a great rivalry. And Bishops in control. And Kremborg there in picture. And Connor Evans. And Mkome Zulu. And Wharton. Good carry by the number 8. But do SACS have it this time?
It's a great steal, I think.
Amazing. Ike. Good carry by Van Niekerk. And Jordan Thomas back on the inside to Nicholas Bowden. The open side flanker, Nick Bowden. So unlucky.
SACS need to show patience now, Justin.
They really do. Jordan Thomas, the skipper, and Kurvot in an unusual position. It's there for Ntweni. And Asperling, Robin Asperling, they really need to score here. Do SACS. Steph James, Ntweni, he'll have a crack. The Predator pounces. And what an important score that is for Shomelo Ntweni.
And who better to score this try than Ntweni? He has impressed. He's stolen ball, he's carried ball. He's been defensively extremely strong. And full value for that 5-pointer that he's just helped his side with. Yeah, really, really has impressed. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Shomelo Ntweni.
Just see Nick Mara there checking if Ntweni is all right. And how badly does the SACS coach want a victory here?
There we see a nice break through the middle of the field. Strong run. I mean, and look at the feet for a 6 flanker. Really, really impressive. Again, you know, showing the discipline to hold on to the ball. Nice pick up alongside of the ruck. And then, as we see, put it through the hands. And Ntweni just too strong. And he makes it over the line there. Great, strong carry. And with a line break like that, it's always, always very difficult to defend that second wave.
So Haasbrook, 46 points this season. Of course, has only played the last 5 games for SACS, the matric. And he doesn't convert. So it's 14 points to 5 in the favor of Bishops. But it's really on here now, Morgan.
My worry is, will that kick come back to haunt him? Should be one he really should be putting through the middle of the poles. But we saw even this morning in the test match that no kick is an easy one.
And Gomezulu. And Haasbrook. Isaiah Wharton. And Sasha Mgomezulu. This time goes for the big one. And what a take that was by Duran Kurvot. And that is just marvelous from Kurvot. There is not a better step in the game than that. Had so much work to do. Thomas and Datnall. And here's Indiao. The skip ball to Musa. Back on the inside to Nicholas Haasbrook. And now Thomas Doyle. Some inspiration shown by the young Ikeys. Steph James to Josh Datnall. And Jordan Thomas. Crucial time here. Steph James and Musa. And Ntweni has another crack and he lets it go. But it doesn't matter because we come back for the penalty and the party's on.
The SACS side coming into their own really nicely. I mean, doing what Bishops did to them for the last 29 minutes. Transitions between backs and forwards. Each individual doing his job. And exploiting some open space out wide. There again, I mean, what a take by Kufort. And then to still step 2 players. And having the discipline to hold on to the ball and not throw the 50-50.
Well, can SACS score here? If they do, we will have to strap our seatbelts, that's for sure. And 20 to throw. And Jordan Thomas. Van Niekerk. And the pressure's on Bishops now. And Musa has it. Beating away is Thomas. And Van Niekerk. The skip ball. Skips out in 20 and Rutston is doing a lot of work. Trench warfare and Bishops get a brilliant turnover.
Sure, seemed like a harsh call to me. But again, extremely, extremely vital next couple of minutes before we head into halftime.
Jonathan Kaplan there in the middle. And the SACS supporters disappointed that they couldn't come away with a 5-pointer. But the Platinum Blues under pressure, and it's a big scrum here. But it's a short arm. And Kluisman, he won't take it quickly this time, or he actually does every single time. And look at him go, almost breaking the tackle.
Never say never, Justin.
They didn't hang on to him that time. Probably would have been a 100-meter try. And MacDonald now. And Mgume Zulu, an unusual position, and here's big Connor Evans. What an offload that was. Isaiah Wharton to Michael Ford. This is absolutely ridiculous from Bishops. Ford out the back to the old man in Hampshire. Kluisman comes the open side to Connor Evans. To Sasha Mgume Zulu. What a score that is. How do Bishops do this? A length of the field try once more.
In true Bishops fashion, scoring another 80-meter try. Once again, catalyst of such an effective move. Kluisman and Mgume Zulu looked like it almost went to ground there, and then just keeping it alive, passing before the contact or passing in the contact, extremely effective. And this Bishop side, once the wheel starts to turn, then is a very, very tough machine to stop. Once again, not looking to take contact, draw and pass. Puts Mgume Zulu away in the corner. And another great, great try. Just before halftime, an extremely crucial time of the game.
Maddie Leonard to make it 3 out of 3. No problem, Matthew Leonard. So it's Bishops 21, SACS 5. But for the neutral supporter, Morgan, this is just flawless from Bishops. 2 length of the field tries.
It has been effective, you know. Again, I think there's more in the SACS side. If they can manage to find a way to hold on to the ball and put the ball through phases, they can begin to exploit this Bishops defense. But unfortunately, the crucial error just coming at the wrong time for SACS. And as we head into the second half, I think their coach will really look to put some emphasis on basic mistakes.
Deep kick from Haasbrook. And Mgume Zulu, the try scorer, doesn't find touch. And here is Durant Kovut. Another step. And this time, it's taken to ground. Steph James on the blind side to Indiao, who fends off Kluisman. Bolton coming through there. And then 20. And Rutston working hard. Jordan Thomas to Musa. Under a lot of pressure, and look at the work of Hampshire and Aidan MacDonald. And this is where Diocesan College are really dangerous. It's Oliver Jones to Kluisman. This is Razzle Dazzle, Samuel Martinezson. What a sight it is. And a much needed penalty for SACS. And they can't concede any more points here. 25 seconds before the halftime oranges.
Yeah, great little turnover. Ill discipline there by Bishops. And one more attacking opportunity for SACS before we head into halftime. There we see nice offensive tackle. And everyone prowling on the ball to try and keep it up. Nice turnover. And then I'd love to have seen just one more pass, putting the ball in the wide channel, which has been so effective for Bishops all afternoon so far.
And 20. And this is big trouble now. Kapatos. And he gets stepped by Kremborg. Big tackle on Kremborg there by Kluisman. Kremborg must have about 20 kilos on Kluisman. And SACS have to reset. Aspeling and Bowden. And this is big trouble now. It's Liebenberg. SACS looking for try number 4. And then it would be a long way back for the young Ikeys. It's Michael Ford back on the inside to Samuel Rutston. The pick and go from Wharton. Such a hard-working player. Slow ball here. But Bishops through Bolton, who's looking for a hat-trick. Can you believe it? And Rutston, who's looking for try number 10. Great composure from the Platinum Blues. Close again. Kapatos that time. And SACS have to do everything in their power to hold this one up. And if this is half time, they've got out of big trouble. That's the half. Morgan, Bishops 21, SACS 5. We've seen 3 brilliant tries from Bishops. A good try from Ntweni as well for SACS.
Bishops definitely full value for their half-time lead, Justin.
So that's half-time. Don't go anywhere. A big second 35 coming up soon. Glorious setting here, a definition of a winter's day, a beautiful winter's day, crisp, and it's Bishops, 21 points to 5 here, and it is a clear illustration of how well they are actually doing this season, and they are chasing a Grand Slam, which should be the first time since 2006. And for those of you who do not know, the Grand Slam is when a Southern Suburb team beats all the Southern Suburb opposition twice in a year. And the last team to do that was Wynberg in 2014. So it doesn't happen often, and it just shows you how competitive this league is. Morgan, a big next 35 minutes. SACS are going to have to pull something out of the hat here.
Yeah, they're by no means out of it, Justin. You know, 21-5, there's still plenty to play for. But I say it every time, the opening 10 minutes will set the tone.
Well, Bishop's letting that one bounce.
And very sloppy kick receipt.
And SACS have a real chance here, and they'll be really back in it. It's Musa now, the blindside flanker. He's keeping Patterson out of the side. He scored the winning try for the second team. Ndiao, Enos Ndiao, the enforcer to Robin Aspeling. Here's a moment, Van Niekerk. Out the back it goes for Kremborg. Can he finish? Kyle Kremborg scores for SACS, and that is a crucial try and a very good one as well.
We speak of the opening 10 minutes, let's rather change it to the opening 1.5 minutes, Justin. A great start by SACS, but extremely sloppy from Bishops. You know, not gathering the kick, letting it bounce, and then SACS taking full advantage. There we see the replay. Nice strong carry here from the lock, the SACS lock, Ino Ndau, and then just the offload in the tackle from Aspeling, putting it to a nice big ball-carrying strong winger, and just too strong, close to the line. Finishes extremely well, and at 21-10 with a kick to come, SACS are right back in it.
Great try there by the grade 11, and a very difficult kick for Haasbroek. And that's the tonic that SACS needed there. Can't convert, so it's Bishops 21, SACS 10, but fine try. And perhaps Bishops a little bit complacent at half-time and not ready for the kickoff.
Yeah, Bishops being caught a little bit with their pants down, and they'll have to regroup and make amends now in the next with this kickoff.
And Gomezulu, well, has it got to him a bit? Possibly so. He missed the kickoff. And now he's given possession away to SACS. But it squirts out on the short side here for Kloosman. Still going. It's really like a flash. And the Platinum Blues now will look to dampen SACS' spirit. Good hands there by Connor Evans. And it's a penalty to SACS, and the tap and go through Steph James, who finds some space. Tackled by his opposite number. So some flair being showed here. Ndiao juggles and regathers and lays it back. SACS are lucky to get that ball. It's Haasbroek. And that's a gift for Kloosman. And now Liebenberg, who beats one. He beats Doyle, but he finds Riaz Fredericks. Big backline here now. It's Rutston. Good collision with that now. And Mgomezulu with the dummy. Doesn't go for the speculative one. They have the free play. Kloosman, and it's Bolton, who's been the player of the game so far. And Datnall's trying to rip that one away from him. Kluisman to Mgume Zulu with a flat ball there to Ford. And that's gone forward. But we come back for the penalty.
Yeah, plenty of mistakes creeping into that passage of play. And Bishops with a penalty, probably just look to regroup, put it in the corner, set up a good drive, and maybe milk another penalty, if not score the try.
So SACS need to do everything in their control to try stop this Bishops team from scoring. Such a good start to the half. And the spectators being treated to a classic here. Good take by Connor Evans. And here goes this roving Moore. It's Kapatos at the back who's looking for a try. George Kapatos scores. The angry Greek strikes.
Jonathan Kaplan definitely in the right position, although awarded that a lot quicker than I thought he would. Great little carry, great drive. There we see a nice replay, you know. Slowing things down, putting it in the corner, taking the 2 ball, setting up a great drive. And initially I thought he had just broken too early, but clearly backed himself so close to the try line. And in the slow-mo we'll see whether or not. Oh. I mean, we get the luxury of a replay, so I gotta suppose give credit to to Jonathan Kaplan for making the correct call there.
So Bishops head back immediately.
Justin, your thoughts? Try, no try? You're leaving it to me.
I think we'll give it to him 50-50. So Mgume Zulu. Superb kick by the fly-off Sasha Mgume Zulu. Just in grade 11 and already played Craven Week. Still has a whole nother year ahead of him. And if he's not out of his shoal yet, well, then other teams better watch out next year.
3, 2, 1.
Haasbroek. And the take there from Ford. And Bishops sitting handsomely here on their fortress. Mgume Zulu to MacDonald. Another prop who loves his carries, and they've given a penalty away.
Much better kick receipt from Bishops, although just conceding the penalty. And at 28-10, SACS have no option but to go for the touchline.
Such great support here from both schools. And Haasbroek looking to put the pressure on. And can SACS get a third try? They won't be out of this one. But one does get the feeling that they need to score at least the next 2 before Bishop strike. And it's Messi, James, Haasbroek, Indiao, Enos. Instrumental in that last try. Steph James finds Jordan Thomas. And Ross Barrett is on. His brother Josh played in the first side last year. Asperling, the inside centre, under pressure from his opposite in the form of Ford. And Korvot, he still has it. Duran Korvot, a hard worker. James Asperling. And he lets it go and he finds a Platinum Blues jumper. And Bolton. And it's been ripped away by Dat now. A golden chance for the young Ikeys. It's Musa. A third try chance here. And a chance to stay in the game. It's Asperling.
SACS need to have patience.
Jordan Thomas. They really do. Patience is the name of the game for SACS at the moment. They need to deliver. James and Indiao. Enos Indiao, the enforcer. How did he not score that one? They have another crack. James, the skipper, Jordan Thomas, agonizing the close here. And James is taking a while, but it's a penalty. Will they tap and go? Steph James.
Looks like he wants to. I somehow would have gone for the tap and go there. Just because I think...
Well, there you go.
There
it's
we go.
Ndiao. Enos Ndiao.
It's knocked forward.
And now there's a bit of controversy here. Well, did he ground it? That's the question.
Enos is carried strongly. Takes a quick tap. And... Ooh, Justin, same call as the previous one that Bishop scored? Oh, I would have given it to him. I must be honest. But again, we have the luxury of a replay.
I didn't see a knock on there. So it's there for Jones. And SACS not getting lucky. It's Martinezson. Well, this is majestic from Samuel Martinezson. And SACS just not getting the rub of the green at the moment. MacDonald and Mgumezulu to Rutston. And Mike Ford, Kapatos. The try scorer, George Kapatos, looking like Keegan Blankenberg here. If Blankenberg can do it, so can he. Kapatos. And Evans and Mgumezulu. Out the back it goes to Oliver Jones. Back on the inside to the skipper. And he lets it go. And that was definitely a knock-on. And Kremborg takes it up. So unlucky for SACS. They've lost 90 meters. And they have to start all over again. Korbots. Duran Korbots. Oh, that is champagne stepping there. But good recovery. Harsbrook. And now Martinezson. Beats one there. Bishop's in a position here to score try number 5. It's Bolton. He's already got 2 of them. And Connor Evans this time. Goes on the blind side. And now Hampshire.
Fantastic passage of play.
Ngomezulu. Mesmerizing the defense. But SACS hang on. And Kluisman. And Ford does some hard work there to retain the ball. It's Samuel Rutston. And this might just be too much now for the young Ikeys if they concede. They need to find a way to get a turnover, but we come back here for the penalty. And Kluisman, like he always does, takes it quickly. He waves the wand. And here is Martinezson. And Samuel Martinezson gets try number 5 for the Platinum Blues.
This game is really opening up, Justin. And once again, Kluisman having the awareness to take the quick tap. And make... There we see a nice replay. I mean, Kluisman having the presence of mind to take the quick tap. Make one big pass to his fly-off. And... Sorry, not his fly-off. Samuel Martinezson. And that close to the line, a stepping winger is extremely hard to stop.
You have to feel for SACS though. It's literally possibly a 14-point turnaround there. And that will really hurt them. Nick Mara, the coach, has been so unlucky in the past 3 or 4 games. And luck is a funny thing, Morgan. So Mgomezulu. Smiling at the posts. And he slots it. So Bishops have a 25-point margin here. And they dominated the first fixture against SACS on Memorial Day, where they won by 18 points. And it's looking similar. But SACS have fought hard. So Harsbrook.
Does worry me, the floodgate could open now. SACS need to stay in this game, stay focused, and go back to the drawing board.
Mgomezulu. Well, would you look at that kick? What was that ball doing, Morgan?
He has got an unbelievable skill set. Kicking the inside out, letting it drift into touch. Definitely a player for the future. Extremely, extremely skillful.
Possibly a Danny Cipriani in the making.
I'm thinking more a Damian Willemse. Or a Chesley Colby. And I hate to say it, but doesn't Klusman have a Herschel Yankees thing about him? They could be brothers.
Well, they're both dangerous, definitely. Deadly step. And they both play the game in a great spirit. So Barrett throws. And it's Skew. And George Kapatos. Look at the hooker go. My goodness, here's Connor Evans. And Bishops. Running rugby since 1861. It's Rutston. Let's go to McDonald. Mgomezulu looking for try number 2. And he scores. Sasha Mgomezulu for the Platinum Blues. Vintage Bishops rugby.
Unfortunately, that try coming from a SACS mistake, you know, basic errors. They need to win their line out, consolidate, put the ball through the phases and try and put this Bishop side under some pressure. There we see, it's just a line out gone wrong, throw over the top. And some great feet. He has played extremely, extremely well. Gets the offload over the top. And then it's just basic rugby, putting the ball in the wide channel. And once again, Mgomezulu, so close to the try line, is going to be a very hard man to stop.
Also speaks to the depth in this Bishop side. Blankenberg out. Kapatos having a blinder, playing like a Blankenberg.
100%, you know, definitely making full use of his opportunities being given. And he really, really has impressed today.
So Bishops really looking like a side who uses all their opportunities. And Mgomezulu, this mesmeric diocesan talent. But this time he can't convert. And Bishops, well, after this, they have 3 games left. They have St. Andrews next week up in the Eastern Cape, and then it's a Friday fixture thereafter against Wynberg, and then a week later it's a big one against Rondebosch. SACS have Rondebosch, and then Wynberg is the business end of the 2019 schoolboy rugby season. And forward for the take, and Connor Evans, a fantastic player. And Mgomezulu, they're having fun now on their fortress, and Jones is tackled there by Fredericks. And Klusman, for once he's in trouble. Doesn't have an answer that time. And Jones at scrum off to Mgomezulu and Rutston. Isaiah Wharton. Klusman. Mgomezulu And Michael Ford, there's a 2-on-1 here. There really is. Michael Ford, the chip and chase. Rias Fredericks and Kremborg are going back for it. And Kremborg does really well, but SACS once again are really under pressure and in their 22. Bishops playing in the right part of the field. And they're really utilising all their opportunities, but SACS get a penalty here.
Yeah, once again, attacking from inside their own 22. Putting the ball through the hands and the outside defense of SACS, which has been effective for the first 20 minutes, is starting to really dwindle now. And if this score doesn't get too big, SACS will really have to get their hands on the ball. I see they're going for touch here, but their line-out hasn't worked as effectively as it should have, and definitely needs the contesting. It must be said, the contesting of Bishops has been really good too.
So still quite a long time left, 15 minutes, still plenty of time. But it does really look like SACS are not going to break their drought against Bishops. It'll happen someday, but maybe not today. Also, another amazing statistic is that Bishops have so many grade 11s in their side.
Oh.
And an overthrow.
Once again.
Connor Evans. Another great carry. Almost like a Peter Steph du Toit. He's played a lot of his rugby at flank. He will represent SA Schools at lock.
You just can't build any form of pressure if your line-out's not operating, if you're not getting clean ball of the scrums, if your platform's not being set. And unfortunately, if SACS look back at this game, their set piece hasn't worked as effectively as it probably should have.
Remember to keep interacting with us across all social media platforms. There's another game on now as well. Pretoria Boys High School versus Uppies. And then at Hopwas 2, it is Dale College taking on Solborn. Solborn, of course, in the top 10. Bishops, on the other hand, are 12th in the country. And it's been a stellar season so far. It's only really one game in the season that they would have expected to have won, and that would have been Stellenberg. But Stellenberg also no slouch there in the top 10. And there's such a vibe around the Piley Reese here. Such a cathedral. Scrum under pressure. Van Niekerk.
Much better though.
Unsung hero for SACS this season, and Haasbrook can do nothing else, but he has to get an exit. Quick play here, and then Zulu to Kloosman.
I mean, how does he get back so quickly?
And look at that goose step from Samuel Martinezson.
He's over the ball.
And that's great. Die-hard stuff here from SACS.
Oh! I'd love to have seen Jonathan Kaplan let that one go. Steph James has tried really, really hard. It's funny that you say it's his first start of the season. He looks like he's been there all year.
And he's really close to scoring as well.
Yeah, he's marshaled well behind a pack that hasn't always gone forward.
So, SACS have a chance now inside the territory of Bishops.
I would just like to see SACS throw a 2-ball, just win the line out and get the ball in play.
Jordan Thomas just coming to chat to Ross Barrett, trying to sort out the issues at line-out time. A picture-perfect setting, but can they get a picture-perfect line-out?
There we go, I like it.
Haasbrook. Good carry there by Patterson.
Blindside's on, Justin.
Haasbrook.
The skip pass just cancels it out. Sorry, I'm getting carried away, am I?
The carry that time by Ross Barrett. Chibale hitting the line, the replacement player. Ian Patterson now. And Thomas. The SACS have ranked the changes here. And Asperling taking contact, the inside centre. Bishop's defence has been immense. And SACS are trying to find a solution. Good play by Barrett. Phase after phase they go. But they're just struggling to penetrate the defence. Another great ball there to Patterson. And Asperling with a cutout ball to Korbot. And that just really sums up the day for the young Ikeys. Connor Evans, a big tackle on him there. And MacDonald, who used to go to SACS, and that ball's gone into touch. Bishop's not giving an inch at all on defense.
Yeah, no, it's obviously taking pride in their line, you know, playing, still putting their body on the line on defense. And the SACS side, unfortunately, just not finding too many holes.
So Bishops before this game have scored 531 points and only conceding 282, an average scoreline of 41 points to 22, with an average of 6 tries a game, and that really does say it all.
I must say, I'd love to see Kuford get his hands on the ball a bit more, you know, coming into the line a bit more, coming in between the two centers. His footwork has been impeccable.
And Komezulu. And Doyle lets it go, but gone forward twice.
Bishop's changing up the attack. I mean, tried 2 backline moves. It's great to see Gomezulu just tries a little dink over the top. Maybe a little bit too high. Allows defenders to get underneath it. But they'll start to have their eyes set on St. Andrews next week.
SACS will have to go back to the drawing board unless a miracle happens for their game against Rondebosch.
Up the blind, 8-9-15 is definitely on.
Kloosman and Liebenberg. Back to Connor Evans and Ewan Groenewald, who's on the field. Another great carry by Connor Evans. Kloosman works the short side. Bishop's looking for try number 6. SACS have not given up yet. And they get the turnover. And Haasbrook.
Expect Bishops to go quickly. Oh no, it didn't go out.
Here's big trouble now. It's Michael Ford who wants to try. Ford, look at that swerve. Gets the offload away to Aidan MacDonald. And Oliver Jones wants to try. He lays it back. All over the place now. And watch James Bolton, if there is a penalty here. The tight head prop wants a hat-trick. And for once, Kloosman is consulting.
You may still go quickly.
defenses must really get bamboozled when they're playing against them. Great turnout, great crowd, almost at capacity.
For someone that has played here, Justin, this is a fantastic place in the world to play rugby. There is very few places better than this, I can tell you that much.
Michael Ford again, taking contact. And Mkumezulu looking for a hat-trick. Back on the inside it goes to Groenewald. Try number 6. Mkumezulu, it's lining up here. Really close to a hat-trick. Kloosman, Hampshire, the old man, gets the try. Try number 6. The lock scores. And this is flawless from Diocesan College.
Good to see. Nice to see the tighties getting involved. Once again, off the base nice and quickly. Mkumezulu has transitioned nicely between the inside ball and the outside ball, and then coming around the corner. A lock that close to the line. Another one that's extremely difficult to stop. Almost held up, but unfortunately, momentum just taking him over the line. Riaz Fredericks giving it his best to try and keep the lock off the ground.
So, Mkumezulu. Looks like he's just warming up to get on the dance floor there. And he knocks it over.
Yeah.
So Bishops just want to score more. Their
It's all about
second
the
last
entertainment
game.
factor now. Sorry, Justin.
Exactly, Morgan.
There we go.
So can SACS finish with a flurry? It's Steph James. He's been arguably their best player. And Kloosman.
All about the bounce.
Thomas Doyle does well. But he finds Woodman as well as Kloosman. Jordan Thomas has the headband off. And Ross Barrett has a short side to work with here. Brent van Niekerk beats 1 and beats 2 as well. But Bishops are always expecting to make the next tackle. And Asperling. Do they have something left in the tank? Chibale. And Haasbroek. Away to Van Niekerk. Does exceptionally well. Here's Ross Barrett now. Going on his own almost. He lets it go to Doyle. And unfortunately for SACS, that is lost forward.
Pretty much sums up the performance today, Justin. Just that last pass not going to hand. Just making that one basic error. You know, line-out's not working for them. And unfortunately, you can't build pressure that way. Nice little play up the short side here. 8th man carrying strongly, breaking the tackle. And then the offload. I'd love to see this reserve hooker work inside and then play the outside option before the contact to put his winger away.
Only another minute left. And Bishops, well, they can really roll the dice here. And Ford awaits Mkumezulu. And now Martinezson. And there is Masood Meyer. So Meyer and Suleiman getting a chance for Bishops. Sasha Mgomezulu to Rutston. And Mgomezulu, what a game he's had forward. Well, that is absolutely beautiful. But SACS have a chance here through Riaz Fredericks. And good safety player there. Rutston. Look at that offload. And here's Connor Evans. Look at that. He's like a giant sequoia tree. And here's Bolton now. Big hits. Nick Bowden goes thumping in. Klusman to Connor Evans and Michael Ford. And then Mgomezulu. Massive hit there. SACS get a penalty and they have a chance. Do they tap and go? In the dying seconds here. And Steph James looking to produce something with his forward pack. Looking for a third try and looking for something to ride home about. It's Thomas. Opportunity here. Can they break this defense? Good ball from James. Jordan Thomas, Riaz Fredericks, Thomas Doyle scores for SACS, and that was well deserved.
Very well deserved, Justin. They have toiled hard all afternoon, and it's nice to see them get some reward and put some respectability to the scoreboard. It's 42-15 with a kick to come.
Hosbrook and Riaz Fredericks there in picture.
There we see the replay. Again, playing up the short side. Great hands from the lock and this outside center to put the winger away. And full value for the 3 tries that they scored today.
So Hosbrook looking for his first conversion. And this might be the last play. A glorious school year. Great setting. Exquisite that time from Hosbrook. That is the game. Bishops 42, SACS 17. We saw 9 tries, and what a spectacle it was. Bishops in flying form, approaching the end of their season. SACS need to go back to the drawing board for their date with Rondebosch next week. Bishops go up to St Andrews. Morgan, thoughts?
Fantastic performance all round by Bishop's side. They really are extremely well balanced side, and full value for their 42-17 victory. The SACS side, I thought, toiled hard throughout the afternoon, never gave up, and can take some real positives out of this game as they head into Rondebosch, which is also not going to be very easy.
Thanks for joining us. Also, don't go anywhere. Tune in to Pretoria Boys High School against Uppies, which is on right now, and then after that at 2:30, it's Selborne versus Dale. Thanks for joining us.
I think they say you can go back now on the Raiders.